my great privilege to present to you His Excellency William R. Talbot, Jr., President of the Republic of Liberia.
I consider it a distinct honor and privilege to have been invited to be the only Liberian president, indeed the first African head of state in this your third century, to address a joint session of your honorable body. The Republic of Liberia, throughout the age of colonialism, has held aloft the exalted torch of freedom, as ordained by Providence, calling forth the heroic emancipation of the African peoples and continent. In the eternal interest of mankind, this liberating experience of the spirit of '76 must invincibly prevail. Oh mama, oh brother, oh sister, oh uncle. Liberians can proudly reflect upon the peculiar but solid contributions made by people from our continent and shores, people of our race and color, in enhancing the unprecedented international stature of the United States of America today. When Americans will participate in free elections, exercising their universal suffrage, our sisters and brothers in Southern Africa are being violently denied their basic human rights and dignity. The scourge of discrimination and racist minority rule is afflicting and repressing the peoples of Zimbabwe, Namibia, and South Africa. I am convinced that each and every African remains distressfully insecure so long as their brothers and sisters in Southern Africa suffer and struggle under the anvil of colonialism and racism. Africans will never exchange one form of external oppression, however veiled, for any other. And no extent of tyranny will prevent the courageous people of Africa from achieving their God-given rights. With all sincerity and determination, the spirit of '76 demands, and I'm convinced of the increasing will of each and every African, to the last man and the last drop of African blood, to accept the fate of violent death rather than endure the infamy of continued oppression. As history itself must confirm, it is only after an earnest but unsuccessful quest for peace that Africans would pursue the path of power.
Let me say good morning
with valor and with
to Valai Dollar,
to obtain their God.
Abraham M. Johnson and Matheson Davis, Elizabeth Pecatier from all the way France,
honorable members,
invite your friend this morning for us to talk about the latest happenings
That the world is
in our country.
in the grip of imbalances
We will be looking at the issues of NOCA,
and malignancy.
and we will lengthily discuss the reason behind President Weah campaign. And why is it that President Weah don't want to calm down her on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf?
Concentration and systematic exploitation
Liberian did not go to war because the price hacking
become the goal
of mosquito coil,
for social and
of chicken feet.
around the world. Our one goal.
It was not because of war that Liberian went to war. The Liberian people went to war because of massive corruption, nepotistic behavior.
That Africans are capable
Liberian went to war
of political
because their resources were managed by few handful of individuals. And also we said good morning to all the way our brother from Japan.
Members of the Congress,
The Liberian people did not actually go to war because of rogue network connections. The Liberian people did not go to war because the price of chicken feet
of the Republic
was actually high. We did not actually go to war because of a needle mill and the less of other mosquito coil was increased.
honor
But the Liberian people actually went to war
to have been
because of massive corruption, nepotistic behavior, and some will say cronyism.
in this your
And
third
that was the reason why the Liberian people felt disenchanted.
of your honor.
And we saw door killing trouble. The voice that you are hearing currently is the voice of the former president or the Republic of Liberia, the late President Tobo, William R. Tobo. And this morning I am your lead host. Our listeners all the way from Bon County, listening to us this morning. Our brothers and sisters all the way in Nima County are listening to us. And for the matter of fact, the abrakar talk shows have been relayed in two major counties, and that is Nima and that of Bon County. And so gradually we are moving. Very soon we'll soon be in Lofa.
Liberians can proudly reflect upon the peculiar but solid contributions made by people from our continent and shores, people of our race and color, in enhancing the unprecedented international stature of the United States of America today. When Americans will participate in free elections, exercising their universal suffrage, our sisters and brothers in Southern Africa are being violently denied their basic human rights and dignity. The scourge of discrimination and racist minority rule is afflicting and repressing the peoples of Zimbabwe, Namibia, and South Africa. I am convinced that each and every African remains distressfully insecure so long as their brothers and sisters in Southern Africa suffer and struggle under the anvil of colonialism and racism. Africans will never exchange one form of external oppression, however veiled, for any other. And no extent of tyranny will prevent the courageous people of Africa from achieving their God-given rights. With all sincerity and determination,
don't forget this morning, we will be diving into sensitive information that the Abrakar talk shows has just received from the people of Bon County. Don't be surprised. Very soon, the caucus are planning to expel Joa, our tailor, if not to suspend her for time indefinite because of her reckless statement made. And in fact, the people of Bon County yesterday had serious meeting, including their lawmakers, but their senatorial candidate was absent because they knew that the decision that the legislative caucus of Bon County are about to take is in the interest of the people.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the Congress, let us always remember that the world is seized today in the grip of imbalances and disadvantages, in muck and malignancy. Sharp income disparity and striking social distinction exists. Human deprivations, degradation, and indignity are complemented by corporate concentration and systematic exploitation. Let the Congress then become the bold crusader for social and economic reform around the world. Our one word and act timely.
I said here yesterday that Josh Mananwea is a calamity in our land. I said Josh Mananwea, he is the incompetent African Democratic elected president ever in the histories of the Republic of Liberia. And you just listen to the clip of President William R. Tobo speech at the Congress in the United States of America. You just listen to that. When you listen to Doe and compare his speech, you get the clear understanding that Josh Mananwea is the incompetent president Liberia ever had. Democratically elected president that Liberia ever had. And so the people, we must stand in history. The Liberian people did not go to war. Reason because there were no rule. The president continued to proceed wrongly. And the seditions, they intend not to see the wrong doing of this president. This president called Josh Mananwea, he is a disaster to our land. He is a serious disaster. Let us take you back. President Tobo was killed by President Doe. Doe was killed by the very individual that are around President Josh Mananwea today. The legs of PYG. Someone is saying that you cannot easily link Joa Howard Taylor. But yes, indeed, you must. Joa Howard Taylor is not free. She is not free of what happened in our country. She is not free. Because for the fact that you, one way or the other, you err. Ailing and bedding is a crime under our law. Why do you think when Joa Howard Taylor got married to Charles Taylor, the clear indication here is she feared for her own life because she supported this man to kill in our land. To kill. And President, we need to be careful of those same people that are around him. The less of even the economic advisor to President Weah. He was appointed, or Ellen Johnson Sirleaf wanted to appoint him in 2012. Make no mistake. Emmanuel Shaw was to be appointed as the board chair of the Liberian Aviation Authority. The seen seditions, the less of Molba K. Molu, the less of Jefferson Koji, the less of Janje Vakbe, who, as I heard, he is the acting president. Oh, my people. Janje Vakbe is the acting president of our land. It seems to be that the Liberian people, the land we call Liberia, have been cursed. Because the natural resources of our land have been given to buffoons, have been given to toothless bulldogs, while the vast majorities of our people are languishing in abject poverty. The masses are gradually getting disenchanted. The masses are getting disenchanted. They see Emmanuel Shaw was the one president where is one of the criminal ever for me to see in the histories of our presidency. Because a leader who continued to lie to his people, that leader seems to be proceeding wrongly. The beginning of the President Weah presidency started with lies. Now, I want you to just sit down a little bit. I said it yesterday, and let me repeat it. That President Weah's so-called millionaire friend from Burkina Faso, that brother, he himself, he is a criminal. He is a BM. That man and the last of Prince Y. Johnson, they masterminded the killing of Thomas Sankara. You know, Thomas Sankara, one of his best friends, was Blaise Compaoré. And Blaise Compaoré, the so-called millionaire, he is a first cousin of Blaise Compaoré. They see millionaire that the people are boasting around with. It was the same millionaire. It was the same millionaire who was the logistic officer for Blaise Compaoré regime in Burkina Faso after serving 20-some more years. For just a man to become a millionaire in a country that he was born, specifically Liberia or Africa at large, without having hands in that regime, that is not something we should see to be believable. Now, we are coming to the issues of Nokara. It was the same Emmanuel Shaw who saw the Liberian people playing. The Liberian people playing was sold by the same Emmanuel Shaw. Reason because the Liberian government, because Emmanuel Shaw was doing work with President Tobo. Then when Doe killed Tobo, Emmanuel Shaw and the less of others, they started, because Emmanuel Shaw, remember, he was the finance minister. The same Emmanuel Shaw started, prior to that, he was supplying the government with fuel. Similar thing that Musa Hassan Belete is doing. At the end result, what happens? We saw the government. Emmanuel Shaw convinced the Liberian government for them to purchase a plane. That plane was purchased. Emmanuel Shaw and others, when the guys enter, After Charles Taylor and the last of the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, after these guys obtained a guerrilla warfare training in Libya, when they entered Boutros and Campbell, Emmanuel Shaw and the last of others, they left the country. They went. They left the country. At the end result, the Liberian people plane was sold. It was the same Emmanuel Shaw that was deported from South Africa. The same Emmanuel Shaw. It is the same Emmanuel Shaw who took the government to go sign a book of agreement with Exxon Financial Company in that of Asia. A company that had been struck off for not doing business in Singapore. Currently, as we speak, that company have been struck off. Then this president. You see, the Liberian people are not suffering, or we did not go to war because there was no role. The basic commodity on the Liberian market have been sold for thousands of dollars. I maintain that this government is corrupt. The reason is you must have facts. And one of the facts is the rest that was given to this government on behalf of the Liberian people. And George Mannen, we are government, and they received the rights from the Chinese. Up to now, the government have not given account of the 1,243 tons of rice. The government have never given account of those rice. That rice was given by the Chinese government. Go on my page and see the link. This government has refused to give account. But yet they admitted in the report, they admitted that they received the rest from the Chinese government. One of the things I wonder, why you think up to now as we speak, mosquito coil, the goods and services that the goods that the Lebanese people bring into our market are not listed among the thousands of goods that this government said they were reducing. But the goods that have been brought in the country by the Liberian people, it is what that this government attentions have been drawn to. Mosquito coil. Who told you that the Liberian people went to war because the price of mosquito coil was high? Who told you that the Liberian people went to war because the chicken feed price was high? But massive corruption in our land, nepotistic behavior in our land, cronyism in our land, constitutional violations in our land have been the cause. President, we are just the other day received 50,000 from the Lebanese community. They received 50,000. Now, the question that I want to ask the citizens, why is it that the Lebanese community did not carry the money to Ministry of Foreign Affairs where the president is situated? Why they could not carry the 50,000 to the Minister of State? Why? Why this government, they took the money to Jefferson Kochi? You know the Lebanese community tried to buy fuel. The Lebanese community are aware that this calamity that have entered the land, this calamity, he came to the presidency actually broke. Josh Weah must recuse himself now. We are asking him to recuse himself from the charity, the so-called charity organization. You cannot be head of a charity. You see, common sense is what that this president don't have. Common sense. Common sense. The Liberian people, there is nowhere in the world that a sitting president establishing charity organization. A sitting president always, after his presidency, that is the time he established his charity organization to carry on the good work. But this president, at the same time he is president, he is commercializing his picture. President Weah commercialized his picture at City Hall. The Lebanese people went there, they purchased it. It is the Lebanese people that are building the president house on 9th Street. That house, to demolish that house, it cost the Lebanese community $1 million. They are going to be spending $2 million to build that house. A man who will claim that he is the president, that he is a millionaire. Amen. My people, the mayor they call Joey, the mayor is a serious disgrace. The mayor surpassing everybody in Liberia, my people. The people say they may have money. They say they may play football, they may have 90 million. So we were told. They say, man, how can a millionaire refuse to support his child? You should know that even in the sight of God, President Weah is a cheater. A man who will cheat on his wife and go out to born children. That man need to ask for a serious forgiveness. And so this president did. The man is a serious disgrace to our land. We were told that this man had 19 million. The man mismanaged his money. And it is how this man is proceeding in mismanaging our resources. Awarding pre-finance agreement to a company. There is no vetting process. There is no vetting process. At the same time, the PPCC law has been violated. This same man has, what do you think up to now this man has refused to declare his asset? We are not talking about the asset declaration law. We are discussing the code of conduct. The same president has refused to declare his asset. The same president, let us see, I told someone, the Liberian people, the reason why you see the U.S. rate is in demand in our country, when you have incompetent individual bank employed at central bank, you have thieves and criminals that have been employed at central bank. At the end result, these same criminals carry on their seditious behavior to central bank. What the seditious are doing, the same people are taking the money. At central bank, honor ground at central bank, they have a machine man that is there to take money, the dilapidated money that the central bank collect from the market. People go to change the money because, for the matter of fact, That money came in 2016, specifically August. The new money. So the central bank needed to take the old money from the market. The same central bank, they went ahead and printed 5 billion Liberian dollars. Instead of printed 5 million, they printed 5 billion. At the end result, what happened? $5 billion was printed. The same seditions that George Mananwea have covertly, I'm not going to call name, covertly sent to central bank. The same individual take the money. When the people bring the money to change it, they take the money, they carry it. They take the money, the same money that the people bring in to have it changed to the new money, the old one. They tear. You hear people saying tear 5, tear 10. They sing tear. At the end result, they sing guys when they take the money downstairs. They sing guys camouflage the money. Instead of them straying the money out, they take the same money, they carry it and give it to their friends and cronies to bring the same money back the next day. So you find out that the same money is circulating. At the end result, you have surplus of Liberian dollars on the market, while in US dollar is in demand. Wherein Liberian dollar is scarce, US dollar will not be in demand, it will be the Liberian dollars. But the Liberian dollar is surplus on the Liberian market. At the end result, central bank is not ready because you don't have people with the economic ideas. You don't have experts. They see government. And you know, prior to the elections, they more talk about Noka. Let's see what will happen. The man you see behind me, Rabba Salif. We told the Liberian people that Rabba Salif is corrupt. We told the Liberian people that Rabba Salif was in CDC. We told the Liberian people that President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf abandoned her own political party, the UP. Reason because the only gesture that God have blessed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with is Rabba Salif. Rabba Salif is the only gesture that God have blessed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with. So anything Robert Salif said to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, that's what she would do. And so the gesture, Robert Salif went to CDC, supported the seditions. Why is it that up to present the seditions are not talking about Robert Salif? An attempt to discuss the issues of Robert Salif, they will be getting into serious problem. They would be getting into serious problem. They will be entangling themselves with issues that they will not be prepared to live for. They say Robert Salif was the one, James Salif, the one that is the current Minister of Internal Affairs. The Ministry of Internal Affairs, Vani Salif was the one that took 300,000 during the campaign period to campaign in Bon County on behalf of the very CDC. And that is one of the reasons CDC retained him. Now, the report have come out. The good thing that I like about this report, don't you think the president is insane? Don't you really think so? The same president, the report came out. Then you take the same report, you submit it to the national legislature. Then the citizens are telling us that it was the best thing that the president did. He submitted the report to why submit the report to the national legislature for what? National legislature, they are not the prosecuted arm of the government. The national legislature make law. And then you have the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia that interpret the law. And then you have the executive who enforces the law. The executive enforces the law. And so there are reports already, there are laws that have been made by past or present lawmakers. The issues of corruption in our country is actually clear. Laws are on our book for the issues of corruption. At the end result, what have happened? The issues of corruption in our land is rampant. And so now they see Rabba Salif, the person who was the secretary of the board of Noka, was Dr. Randolph McLean. McLean was the secretary of the board of Noka. While you have the the only gay child that God have blessed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with, Rabba Salif, who are also here of the very Noka. The money business that we're discussing here, the same money, there are now clear indications that the money was not just distributed, but it was the president that mandated. It was the president that mandated them to distribute the money. And who is that president? It is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the bishop for the school of corruption, the bishop that baptized or if not recruited Josh Mananwia into the whole corruption issue. So at the end result, Josh Manan himself, he is corrupt. The Liberian, rule. The people did not go to war because there were no rule. The Liberian people did not go to war because they never had rule. But the people went to war because of massive corruption. The people went to war because of nepotistic behavior. The people went to war because the president at the time marginalized few handful of people. Today, we are still experiencing the same. Let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, and then we will bring you the issues of Bond County. What is happening? While the legislative caucus are planning, you will hear something they feel. They are planning to suspend Joan Howard Taylor. Yesterday, the meeting that the people had, the legislative caucus of Bond County had, Melvin Cole was not part of it. He was not present. Joan Howard Taylor is power drunk. She is power drunk. Disrespecting the Zoes and Zodoas in our land. Joan Howard Taylor is very disrespectful. The people that honor, the people who have the traditional norms and value of our land. One of the person is Chief Bauer. Chief Bauer have been disrespected by the sitting president or a vice president. Sorry. Chief Bauer, who is the chief counselor. There is no way that you can do anything in Bond County traditional wise if Chief Bauer is not part and parcel of it. Then you are heading for trouble. It was the same Chief Bauer that brought the issues of Zazan Kawa. And at the same result, our people, Joan Howard Taylor, reckless and nasty statement that she made. The democracies we have in our country, we suffer for it. And so you are not to dictate to our chiefs, our zones, our clan chief, our primary chief, our development superintendent, and for the matter of fact, the current superintendent of one county is the cook. The current superintendent was the cook for Joan Howard Taylor for good 20 some more years. That in itself is nepotistic behavior. A cook, after she took power, she made her cook to be superintendent for Bon County. But I'll take a short commercial break. We'll be back.
The impact of the war on Sierra Leoneans, when you look at the level of harm that was done to civilians, the cutting off of the arms and legs of civilians, it's a very sad thing. And as First Lady, I want to say that I still don't see the connection of how he could be held responsible for those things done in Sierra Leone when they were actually done by Sierra Leonean armed forces. I'm sorry that things happened the way they did in Sierra Leone, but it's hard to be responsible for rape in Liberia and someone gets raped in Sierra Leone. And these are some of the issues, rape and torture, that he was not personally involved with. As a layperson sitting outside and watching the trial, I didn't see that clear indication without a reasonable doubt that this person was involved. I don't think he should be held responsible for problems in Sierra Leone. However, if you talk about the crisis in Liberia, for which he was head of, then that's a different story. Our country has gone through a very difficult process. There is still much left to be done. Our country is still not reconciled. I do not think a war crimes code for Liberia would be the best thing. We are a very small country made up of less than maybe 4 million persons. And the interrelatedness of the families are so tight. If you drag one person to court, the families that are attached, it will just have a ripple effect. Of course, the war didn't come out of the sky. There were shortfalls in previous governments that created a platform that people felt they had no other option. And it escalated in what we had. And whether you were involved fully in arranging the war, whether you sat on the side and say, hey, I'm not a part of what's going on, we've all played a role somehow. And I think we should just leave it where it is and move forward. How do you ensure that whether you live here or whether you live somewhere else, there's safe drinking water and there's electricity and that there are jobs? I think that's where our energies need to be. It can no longer be about the past. I would hate to see a war crimes code brought to Liberia. It will not reconcile us. It will not bring back the past. It will not pay for the destruction of our nation. And it will definitely not put back the fabric of our country that has been destroyed as a result. There are different aspects to all of us. And so when you ask the question, who is Charles Taylor? I guess we must look at it in the different aspects. If you look at him as a father, he loved his children, he wanted the best, and he had a good relationship with them. So you can imagine how distraught they feel. He became the focal point of the Taylor family, and he took care of everyone. So we all miss him at different levels in the family. But then people on the other side could say, well, there are plenty of families in Sierra Leone where the fathers and the mothers have been killed as a result of the war. There are families here in Liberia who've lost entire members of their families. And there's no way we can bring it back. As an elder statesman, president of a nation, you will find out that the different segments of our population had a personal relationship with him. So I think he's someone who is loved by the people because of the way he interacted with them. I think he's still very popular in Liberia. The experience wasn't an easy one. I mean, even from the early stages of the war, coming into Liberia and fighting your way and finally becoming president and saying, okay, now I have a chance, only to be disenfranchised and ending up where he is. I think if he's given a chance to come home, that he will spend the rest of his time getting to know his children and his grandchildren and just living a life of peace and maybe being the elder statesman. When people talk about the person with the greatest responsibility, for example, who are those people? I think soldiers and civilians who got caught up in the war didn't have a choice. There are no arms factories on the African continent. Who raised the arms? Who provided the funding that began this process? A lot of them are in Western countries around the world, some here at home, that have now become the darlings of the West, and some of them are not even being questioned on the roles that they play. However, this is where we are. We now have the first African head of state indicted and taken to The Hague, and that will forever remain a part of the Liberian history. If this was something right or fair or equitable, I guess history will judge it.
Why do you think he would be the wrong person to rule this country?
He was the world best, European best, Africa best, all the best, right? He made so much money. We are told $93 million. I stand to be corrected in this amount. But he made so much money to the extent that the United Nations looked at him and made him what? United Nations ambassador for UNICEF to donate his money to suffering children around the world. How many children in Liberia did he prioritize? Nothing. There's no George Weah Foundation, there's no sports academy, there's no recreation center, there's no public library for public school students. There is absolutely nothing. Money is gone. You want to be president to set over our resources. The same way you mismanage yours, you will mismanage ours. That's what I think. We fear rigging. We fear rigging. If there's a rig election, we fear national civil response by the people of this country.
Fear that she might use her power not to rig for maybe the Unity Party, but for her new favorite candidate now.
She's a politician, is a very tricky person. A politician is unpredictable. So she might, because her son is in CDC. She might, and then Senator Gbazonga Finley, that she has been supporting all along and interacting with, is also in CDC. McIntosh is in CDC. A lot of prominent people from executive mansion, they are in CDC. So she might be carrying out a diversionary tactics while at the same time be aiming at somebody no one is thinking of. Nobody knows. Because her second cousin is Bronsky. Bronsky's mother, Ellen's mother, were first cousin. So Ellen and Bronsky are second cousin. Okay? So her son is in CDC. All of these people with Ellen are in CDC. So people might say, oh, you know, because her son is in CDC, she might rig in favor. No. She might possibly rig in favor of somebody I've been hearing about, perhaps Ellis Cummings. The stranger in the political terrain. But it's possible.
Everybody in Liberia is, of course, praying for peaceful elections. But if there are signs of the kind of rigging that you just mentioned, what is the way forward then?
We want peace. We need peace. We deserve peace. But because we need peace, we deserve peace, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who also signed onto that document, she live by the peace, by being neutral in our election. The only say I believe she can have is to put a one vote, in one vote, but not to interfere. Nobody want to run away. I have established foundation. I have big schools, and we graduate students every year. They pass wire. We don't want any trouble here, but we cannot spend our millions for election and you go and rig.
So if that happens?
If that happens, there will be a national civil response. A national civil response.
What method?
I said national civil response. They will use the constitution because their peace and their future will be in danger. So they will respond.
Well,
to say
exactly
no to regulation.
What does it exactly mean, this response?
A national civil response, it could be the movement of the people to say no to regulation through a peaceful demonstration, through a stay-at-home demonstration.
You've been very strong speaking out against Mr. George Weah. Why do you think he would be the wrong person to rule this country?
He was the world best, European best, Africa best, all the best, right? He made so much money. We are told $93 million. I stand.
Boy, you're going to check on nuts. I push the bite in the dust. The people here coming on nuts. Let the people just shut them more. When they tell you what is there to go, when they can't be showing the glove, when you put it there, they at the door. And you see that guy leaving your bar, that's how because he's not getting a job. Telling people how she ain't enough. But like, no, log at some more. All the talks are the force of the critics. The only thing we see that rhetorics, you're still talking how the journal plates it. Then I walk in and hold the bringing for 250 for ISO, 250 can even go pepper soup. The gas are away and manico.
Propo. And so keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Keep your call coming now or forever hold your peace. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Here we discuss the facts. We give you a play-by-play descriptions. We tell you how the people of our country have been marginalized. We also here to give you a glaring facts about what is happening in our land. And so our viewer this morning, keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Keep your call coming now or forever hold your peace. Josh Weah is a disgrace. A serious disgrace Josh Weah is. For you to know that Josh Weah is a BM, I don't need to tell you. Look at the brother friends. Look at friends of Josh Weah. Look at friends of Josh Weah. The Emmanuel Shaw. The Mr. Bernard. They are the friends of Josh Weah today. What have happened to the CDC? The CDC is not in the interest of the peasant. They are not in the interest of vast majorities of the people. The basis on which CDC was founded on, and that's the reason why next week we are bringing you one of the founding members of the CDC will be our guest. One of the founding members of the CDC will be our guest. And they will tell us the formation Josh Weah was given the party. The party gave birth right here is in Pennsylvania, the United States of America. It's where the CDC was founded. And we'll bring on board those individuals that even carved the name CDC. Josh Weah have failed the Liberian people. And so right here, we'll stop here for us to take your call. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Keep your call coming now or forever hold your peace. Josh Weah would not and not prepared for them to audit Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And the report is clear. The report is clear that the board of NOCA did not just do what they did in past time. It was the mandate of the president. Let's see whether Josh Weah will prosecute the president. Let's see whether they will send the former president to court. Let's see what will happen. An attempt for you to call Joao Taylor name, an attempt for you to try, you will be in serious problem. The CDC government will be in serious problem. You say you against corruption, you now have the power. Speak out now or forever hold your peace. Speak out. The report now is clear. It is just been judgment. We don't understand government. I am very serious with you. In less than 5 months, Josh Weah has continued to violate the constitutions of the Republic of Liberia. the Constitution Article 90 was violated. Joao Taylor, the thing about cronyism, nepotistic behavior, and then the definition for nepotism is not only when a president, those that are within power, and you are using your power for you to have certain things accomplished or appointing immediate family member. That is nepotistic behavior. And one of the vice president appointed her sisters. One is currently at Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. One is to Gender Ministry. Joao Taylor sister-in-law is the city mayor for Springville. That is not nepotistic behavior, though. Yesterday, the seditious was speaking against those things. Today, you have out of the weird. In fact, for the matter of fact, next week we'll be discussing the National Port Authority. Why you will have more than 5 months, you having one person presiding in dual capacity. Is it Liberia? We don't have competent people to be appointed in government. Cecilia Crawford Brown is the acting managing director. She is the assistant, a deputy. She was appointed as a deputy. She was confirmed. Then she is the acting. She acting in dual capacity. But we know what is between Cecilia Crawford Brown and that of and President Weah. We know what is between both of them. We know what is between both of them. And that is the reason why that woman, are you telling me you don't have a valid dollar? Are you telling me you don't have other people to serve in a capacity? That one person will be acting in dual capacity for more than 4 months? Is it Liberia have reached to a point where we don't have competent people anymore? This government continue to proceed wrongly. And the people are disenchanted day by day. Day by day, the people are disenchanted. And yesterday we saw something very strange. The Unity Party, the Liberty Party, and the ANC coming together. If that don't put fear in this government to do the right thing, then that means they don't want the so-called, but it is not straight. Josh Manuel Weah said that he will be going for only one term. That is the discussions between him and the sedition, and that's why you saw Joao Taylor being power drawn, meeting with the vice president of Nigeria. But it's too soon. It's too soon for a government that was elected for 6 years to be proceeding this way. A mother bill that was just elected in Sierra Leone was inaugurated. Look at what is about to happen in Sierra Leone. Mother bill have making all education, primary school, free of charge, starting from September. Free of charge. All teachers, whether you are teaching in high school, you are teaching in university, your children will go to school free. That is the kind of leader that we are talking about. And the seditious are dancing. The past few they say, oh, Donald Trump gave us letter of recognition. After 5 years of your presidency, after 5 months of your presidency. But what you saw Donald Trump, our former president, doing, he sent a delegation to the inauguration ceremony in Sierra Leone and sent a letter with it. Is it the international community has continued to refuse and they don't want to help Liberia because of the calamity in our land? We Liberians are the cause of our own problem too. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. Keep your call coming now or forever hold your peace. Now take this one.
They say 5 months, they stop the talking whatever. But in 5 months, everybody looking at the client. Anytime you pull for, like the time the people can be adding more force to the rest press. The owner buy the chicken cartoon. When you go pay for it can be jelly with the cartoon. Why you won't proof? Because the US jumping rope too. But enter two and you who you vote to. Not about letting for, but letting and you see the team. But what's the need? We not even want to hope a key. Charlie the chief, you can go ahead and take your leave.
That is the voice. Gradually the awareness is going on. Transportation today in our country, reset in our country, for children to carry reset. Our days in high school, back in the days, when we were going to school, carrying $500. In fact, you get $500, you bust for the whole week. You get $5 US, you boss. You the chief. We used to get our men there used to be, surrounded by us. Our men. Because we have $5. Today, transportation from AWA Junction to downtown, $150. Rest is $75 today. The government is not doing nothing about it. The government is not doing nothing. And for those of you that think that by insulting me will cause me for me to stop, you joking. You joking. Keep your call coming now or forever hold your peace. On 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. I have laid my premise. Let the audience call. You that have been listening, call now or forever hold your peace. 215-594-6133. That is the number that we want you to call. The Abrakar Talk Show. Call now and let us hear you.
Well, you're going to check with a nurse. I put the bite in the dust. The people are coming on nuts. Let the people just shut them more. When they tell you what is there to go. When they can't be showing the glove. When you put it there at the door. And you see that guy leaving your boy. That's how because he's not getting a job. Telling people how she are enough. Well, I'm not log at some more. All the talks are the force are the critics. The only thing we see that rhetorics. You're still talking how the journal plates. Then I walk in and hold our bringing. For 250 for ISO. 250 even for Pepesu. The cancer away and Manico.
2 Victor Kill can call Pepesu. The message is going. People are receiving and getting the message. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
How you doing? This is
Fred. Fred, good morning. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing good. How you doing too?
Number, trying to be good.
Yeah, my man, that's good. I mean, I've been following the show. Like this thing. For me, I can tell people I've been with CDC since 2005, and I'm not going to leave CDC. I'm going to be part of CDC, but I'm going to criticize this government if they do wrong, and that's why we're going to be part of the.
Don't be like some people. They don't see the wrong thing that the government do.
I'm not going to, but I think you didn't see my post, and I've been calling on a lot of talk shows. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be like, we're going to be part of this CDC, and we're going to talk about this government wrongdoing, the constitutional violation this government has run into several errors and other stuff. The first thing I told the guys that, look, being a president, going for a state visit that require you, the Liberian government fully responsible for you and going to borrow plane was not worth it, was not in the right direction. Not too distant future, and you bring in the same person who borrow you plane as an investor who is going to pre-finance a $426 million loan from Eurobond that's going to come and then start building roads in Liberia. There you go again. We agreed the PPCC has limitation because they talk about loan with special arrangement with international organization and all this stuff. But what are some of the ratification? What are some of the benefit that is in this process where that will benefit the Liberian people? Is this company going to bring all their people? And more besides, what we talk about interest. If somebody gives you their material in subsequent time, that is like receiving gift from the presidency that really influence you to be able to award this person contract unilaterally. Because I know, though the PPCC has limitation, but there should be some state consultation that should allow other construction companies in Liberia that should get subcontract within this stuff. But now that you are awarding the contract 100%, so the IBOMA now is going to be deciding as to whether to give Liberian people or as to whether they're going to hire Liberian people. We don't know what is the minimum wage for somebody who is being going to do construction job in Liberia and how many Liberians are going to be hired.
There is no insurance bond that when the job is not done, this is why the insurance. There's no insurance bond. In fact, what is the history? The same man. Do you know that it was the same man who alarmed with Blaise Compaoré the mastermind the killing of Thomas Sankara?
Oh, but besides, forget about Thomas Sankara. 45. Most of the millionaires and people you see being millionaires in the Gambia will usually become part of the Blaise Compaoré regime or a close regime. For one fact, let me tell you one thing. All the millionaires you see in Liberia, everybody who you see them being wealthy, big business tycoon, one way or the other, they'll be a close ally of George Weah. They'll be a close ally of the president. They'll be a close ally of the speaker. They'll be a close ally of top government official, entities and officials in Liberia. What you think all the opposition trying to make movement, you think Bernard Ure is getting more quiet in the process? Because he's a top business tycoon.
Yeah, because the thing is,
there's no way he can become one.
Bernard Ure was
and then to be successful in the business landscape of Liberia. So to maintain his business, you also need to maintain a good relationship with government. That's why you see a boy Henry Costa, they have dropped their tune. They dropped their tune, and then they're not being too focused on other matters. So look, there is no way possible that you can be a top businessman or billionaire living in the country that don't have some kind of close relationship with the government. That don't have some kind of close ally with the government. So the possibility here is, look, all we need to do is to keep talking to this government. Let me tell you one thing. Some of us that have been part of CDC that know what CDC fought, what we fought for 12 years in opposition, and we see it going gradually away. Like I told somebody, look, the formation of this coalition, the collaboration that coming, the three-party collaboration is alarming. The first of all, people now know, people say, you know, we agree that George Weah is popular with the Liberian people. Even with the three-party collaboration, there's possibility George Weah popularity or the CDC popularity is going to overshadow. But one thing you forget to know, they're going to have a majority black in the House, and the people produce a deputy speaker in the lower house. So in case of anything, they're likely to take the speaker position. They're likely to do anything. Because if you look at Liberty Party and the UP, they have a lot of people who representing them both in the upper and lower house. And they're going to have some affiliate. They're going to have some other people who are independent people that's going to come on board. NC does not have a seat in the house, but they also have some influence when it comes to coming. He has some old friends. They know how to negotiate. They know how to make deals to get other people in the parliament. That will also be a stumbling block to the government. So the collaboration is not only about the citizens, also looking at the process of ratification of passing executives and bills smoothly in the legislature. This block is going to be having a huge impact in the legislature that is going to affect the government. That's one thing people should take into consideration. Now, all these people, the three political parties, they have international contacts. They're going to, no matter what you do, they're going to have information. They're going to use their connection abroad to be able to follow up some of the deep happenings with this government. So all we need to do is we need to proceed rightly. Taking loan, there's no country in the world that is developed without loan. It's right for us to take.
But friend, let me hold you there and say this. China is willing to give us loan, a bilateral agreement that is between country to country. Other countries are planning to give us loan, but you know what China said? China just gave $2 billion to Ghana and FD. China said to give loan to Liberia, they want a clear definition of what will be done with the money. This government have refused to give us a clear. They went to go get their money for book of company who have been struck out.
Besides China giving loan, China is the one that gave the loan for the airport extension project. I told you the other day that the Chinese government, the Chinese International Bank gave loan to company, but this company, the project you're going to implement should be able to raise the money back because they don't want to hold it fully rely on taxpayer money to be able to get to say, oh yeah, because taxpayer we're going to get the money. Let the airport. That's the investment China made. China is going to get the money for the airport extension project. Pretty soon, Liberia is going to have a lot of airlines going to be there. People going to be coming in, going out. So China is going to raise the money from there. But with this road project, for China to invest in this road project, Liberia does not have a toll system. There should be some kind of assurance how China is going to get their money back. That's the problem. All we have to do is to ratify, explain to the Liberian people who don't have money to pay the road. China will give us money, will pay the road, and will put a toll to a minimum price. That China will have this assurance and say, okay, if we can't even get all our money, we're going to be using this means to be able to get our money back. Because we have a $560 million budget right now, $562 million budget. If you overwhelm with doing the next 10 years, if we don't have factory, we don't have investment coming in to raise our budget at least to $1 billion or more than $1 billion, our budget will only be loan repayment and salary. So if we're doing loan repayment and salary, we still have to be. And the unfortunate part about this loan we're taking it from international companies or organizations that have to be prepaid. It's not bilateral. Some of these people, they don't live by HIPAA. Some of these people don't do debt waiver. It's compulsory that you pay their money. They don't do debt waiver. Some of the institutions.
Fred, before I take leave of you, the report have come out. The report indicated that Robert Sirleaf and the less of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf mandated the board of NOCA to distribute the money that they're talking about. Why would the president send a report to the national legislature?
Oh yeah, you talk about the report from NOCA, right?
The report from NOCA. Do you know that Samuel Johnson was given 31,000? Alomiza was given 40,000 to distribute.
But listen, I follow Raul Sirleaf press statement that say, oh yeah, the money was being authorized by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, which was then President Sirleaf. I also listened to another guy who said both fees are not illegal in Liberia; they are legitimate. So meaning that all these things were had a bargain from the executive. So the only way we can get to the bottom of this thing is to audit the entire government, where the government went wrong, to be able to refund the money. But these guys not going to pay the money because they say it was being signatured by the president or being authorized by the president. If you taking them to court, they're going to say, oh yeah, the president authorized. And how the court is going to proceed, you have to do a full audit of the system. You have to do a full audit of the system, and who the president reliable or whoever reliable. But what happened now is that because of some sympathetic game and other things, we're still looking up to it, because if you take the people to court, definitely they're not going to refund their money. They are already come out and declare that it was authorized by the president, and they say both fees are not illegal, they're legitimate money, they're clear money, they work for it.
No bonus.
Yeah, but I know bonuses and other things. They say, but the bonus was authorized by the president, so they deserve it. If the president said, if Joey out there,
so that means that case is a dead case.
Oh yeah, but if I hear Joy, we are authorized somebody in the Ministry of Finance say, oh yeah, give Fred 25,000. You come to me, I'm going to say the president to give me this money, though I'm not working. So go to court, it will be left with the court to order the former president to come and be witness of the kid.
And that's what this government don't want to do.
Oh yeah, no, but they will have to do it in order to get the money, because they're not just going to start refunding money.
There is no way this government will audit Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. I am telling you, an attempt to do it, you will get to know how Josh Mannen Weir campaign was funded.
But Abi, the thing is easy. If they audit the Ellen government and may report, Ellen come out and the official they come out and say, oh, we get Joy, we are this amount, we get Joy, we are that amount, we get Joy, we are that amount. the job we can pay whosoever got money from Ellie, if they calculate it come to 2-3 million, they're gonna pay back. The same way Ellie will be paying back what she took, all of them will be paying back. If Joe we get some money, Joe we should be able to pay back because he should be able to fund his own campaign. So if he get money and Ellen say, oh, I give you 300,000, I give you 1 million. So if Ellen paying back through Joe, we will be standing by to pay.
Thank you.
That's just it.
Thank you, Chief. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. I like the pro team, man. The pro. I really like the pro. Let's take some pro.
5 months. Let's stop the talking whatever. But in 5 months, everybody looking at the client. Oh, pro. Anytime you post, like the time that people can be adding more first to the express. The owner buy the chicken cartoon. When you go pay for it can be tell about the cartoon. Why you won't proof? Because the US jumping rope too. But enter two and you who you vote to. That's about lesson for about lesson and you see the team. But what's the need? We not even want to hope a key. Tell you the chief, you can go ahead and take your leave.
That's propo. I like this propo music. Keep your call coming.
I push the bike in the dust. The propo are coming on nuts. Let the people just shut them more. When they tell you what to say to go. When they can't be showing the glove. When you put it there at the door. And you see that guy leaving you a bar. That's just because he's not getting a job. Telling people how she ain't enough. But like, no, log at some more. All the talks are the force of the critics. The only thing we see that rhetorics. You're still talking how the journal plays it. Then I walk in and hold our bringing. For 250 for ISO. 250 even for Pepesu. The gas are away and Manico.
Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Hey, hi, Abby. My name is Ari Stapler and I'm calling from Rhode Island.
How you doing, Chief?
I'm okay. How are you coming on?
No, but I was just in your city the last time.
Yeah.
For your Nico program.
Yeah. My brother, I listened to your whole program. You know, I'm one of those who like to follow your program. But the fact is, let's agree that Joshua came to power and the people voted Joshua. But one of the things I want you to understand is this: there are a lot of problems into Liberia right now. And Joshua will do his possible best to do all he can to get things across the board. Number one, the first thing I want you to understand is this: the commerce, the policy, the Ministry of Commerce, and also the policy that was supposed to be set for this country. All these things were broken down by Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has not done no good for the Liberian people.
Okay.
She has not done anything to uplift the Liberian people. I get people talking say, oh, Josh, we are trying to get in contact with Ellen, trying to do this, trying to do that. But I believe that Josh is having heart for the Liberian people, and Josh will bring changes into the life of the Liberian people.
And you will bring changes when you are bringing BMs and criminals around you.
One of the points I want you to understand is this, Eddie. Chinese government cannot give money to what? To make sure that Liberian people fit their role. Just when got in a position where there was no money left in the covers. There was no money left in the covers.
No, that is not true. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said she left money. George Weah said he took over the country, bro. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf key over BBC and said she left money. So you want me to believe Ellen or I must believe George Weah who continue to lie to the Liberian people?
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is not talking the truth. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is hardly under a blanket. She's not talking the truth.
Then why you can't carry on the audit? So we can know who's saying the truth.
The man he has an auditing committee, which is the auditing general. They will make sure that they carry on these things. You know, things will be done simultaneously. We can't just say, oh, because George Weah became president within 5 months, so everything will be done at the same time. It could be you. When you just become president, it will take you time to see how better you can get things straightened up. If this country, if this government go like 1 year and nothing is done, then we can say, oh yeah, there's failure coming to the government. George Weah cannot build no role without bringing in people to ask people to get an assistance.
If the man is, lastly, if the man is in the interest of the Liberian people, why reduce tariff on goods that the Liberian people are bringing into the country, but not Lebanese people? Is it because the Lebanese people gave you 50,000?
People saying that the Lebanese people gave George Weah 50,000.
George Weah was given 50,000 by the Lebanese community in the name of the purchasing of his picture. That money was given to Jefferson Kochi. It is currently go on MCC website. You will see it. Monrovia City Corporation. You will see it on their website. It was given by the Lebanese community 50,000, and Jefferson Kochi received the money on behalf of the government, on behalf of the president. But the Liberian people, but what happened to flour and sugar? Why flour and sugar is not on the list? Why needle milk is not on the list? What bulk of this thing also on exclusive supermarket is not on the list? What happened to rice? What happened to cereal? What happened to flowers? Liberian people did not go to war because of mosquito coil, mache bar, and that of cocoa, how you call it, chicken feet.
But one thing I really don't understand is like the thing you said that is on Kochi War. I haven't gone on Kochi War to check it out.
It is not. It is not.
I will go on MCC War to see how better I can verify what you're saying. But one thing I do know is George Weah will take time to make sure that all these things are implemented. That's why
we hope to see that if Josh Manan Weah is in the interest of our people and continue to do things in the interest of the vast majority of the people. Believe me, my son, my brother, we will discuss the positive aspects of it on this very platform. Thank you.
Yeah, before I leave you, I would like to say this to everybody. The program that you're not having a program for insults or for problems. You're having this program to see how better you can educate the Liberian people, and the Liberian people can get your saying, and we agree and disagree. You bring your points, and I bring your points, and I bring my points. But I have problem with people coming, insulting you, saying a whole lot of things. I said to you, I don't take your view, and I don't accept your view, but I love you because when you bring your point, and we'll discuss your point. You bring yours and I will bring mine. Then we'll see how better we can force ahead, because we all are talking about the common country, which is why Liberia.
Thank you, Chief.
I thank you for everything.
Keep your call coming on 215-514. Let me recognize my big brother Musa Kamara from all the way from Liberia. My brother, I salute you. Let me recognize Eric Doe. Let me recognize Pet Cook and Eminent Rahim Tassin. Rahim Tassin, let me say good morning to all of our listeners. And let me recognize Matu Bier all the way there. Let me recognize Aaron George. Good morning, Aaron. And then we also have here Emmanuel Colley. Good morning, Mr. Colley. We also have Lawrence S. Gonkwe. Mr. Gonkwe, good morning. We have Aries Tapler. Even those that insult me, we will recognize them. Even those that continue to insult me, we will recognize them on the platform. That's just show the difference. Seditions. To know seditions, you don't need to look for them. Just tell them hello. Because they are very good in insulting other people. Yesterday they were insulting Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They said that it was right. They said it was right. Let's take this short break and we'll be back. Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Shows. Here we discuss facts. We don't bring perception here. We give you the latest happenings in our country. And that country is situated on the west coast of Africa. And that country is called Liberia. And wherein we have the Madingo, the Dane, the Va, the Gola. We have the Madingo. We have the Grebo, the Mano, the Sap. We also have the Kwere people. We also have the Gios and the Manon, all the way from Nima County, that are listening to me. We also have our brothers and sisters from Gola Kone, that is Grand Cape Man County. The Va people are also listening. We have here the Madingo people from Nima and Bono in Lofort County are also listening here. We have our brothers all the way in Maserado, the capital city, where you have majorities of the population. Relaxing is also watching me this morning, and I'm speaking to you from the state of brotherly love, and that is the reason why it is called Philadelphia, the birthplace of the United States in the Declarations of Independence, where the Declarations of Independence was signed. That is the place Mzee Abraham Kamara is this morning. And then where we have our studio is here. And we are here to give you the facts. We are not looking for a job. We are not like other individuals who are looking for crumbs on the table of the president. We don't intend to even take crumbs from the president's table. And so for those of you who believe in taking crumbs from your master table, go and tell your master that Mzee Abraham Kamara will continue to expose the illness in our society. The reason why our people have continued to be in abject poverty. The reason why the Liberian people went to war. The reason why our vast majorities of our people took arms to carry on an aggressive revolution. There will be another revolution, and that revolution is coming. That revolution will not be a revolution that will make our peers, our comrades to take arms. Our revolutions will be a systematic one. Our revolutions will carry on the awareness processes, will carry on the awareness. So Father, I am sitting in the United States. I have been listening to all around the world. For the value of the facts, we have audience all around the world. We have our dear sister Loretta over there, all the way in Europe. We have people in our country, the people that we are speaking for. Those people are in abject poverty. In Vahu and Masamolahu. In Kolahu. Those people are currently in poverty in Berkena and Zowinda. The people are in abject poverty in Biltu, Nima County. The people are in abject poverty in Butuos and Kample, in Sanikole, in Saklepi. Our people are in abject poverty. Our peoples are suffering. Is it because our country have been cursed? I don't want to believe that our countries have been cursed. A country that turned their back from God, for that country to become successful. Go in the Quran, go in the Bible. It is clear when the children of Israel turn their back to God, we saw massive hunger strike in the land, poverty and diseases strike in the land. Is our leaders are believe in Boyolism. They believe in Boyolism. And Boyo activated going into the Masonic society, becoming a Masonic member, have not taken our country anywhere. And that is the reason why George Mananwia was gladly seen as a confidant to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she herself, she is part. She wanted to be aligning herself with someone who is also part of the same society that she is part of. The Masonic. The Masonic Society, the Eastern Star, which Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is part of, a member. She is a ranking member in the Eastern Star. George Madden Weah, after he lost the election 2005, George Madden Weah joined the Masonic 2011. He joined the Masonic. Where society and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf could not have confidence in VP Boakai, because VP Boakai is not a member. It's not a member. So people, society people are the one who decide what happened in our country. The Boyo activity that was introduced to our people by former President Tobo, though the society have become the problem of the land. Our brothers and sisters, all the young men today in our country are all members of the Boyo society. Because they are getting the clear understanding that for a one to get a good job, that's the kind of archaic mentality our people have. That for a woman who is from Bon County, for her son to become a waterman in our country, for him to become a part and parcel of the society, he must sow his soul. What will it benefit you to give your soul? When you lose your soul, you gain a whole war, but you lose your soul. That's what have happened in our land. God have brought leaders. God gave us the characteristic of a leader. It is within the Bible and the Quran. Look, where the two both agree, I agree. Where they disagree, I disagree. It is clear from the Bible and the Quran. When God sent Samuel and told Samuel, I will narrate this story almost every day. When God told Samuel, he said, he went to the children of Israel and told them that when you guys were in Egypt, I, your God, would not be able to communicate with you like the way I used to do in time past. But I will send you a leader. And God showed them a characteristic of a leader. A leader must be truthful. A leader must be the one who follows by example. A leader creates more leaders, more followers, and make more leaders. And must be able to live by example. That was God speaking. A leader must be truthful to his people. That was God speaking. The children of Israel waited when God sent Samuel. God sent Samuel. He said, Samuel, go to the children of Israel. Tell them that your God has sent you. The children of Israel rejected. They rejected Samuel. They told Samuel, we want our own king. We want our own king. Samuel went back to God crying to the Almighty. God told Samuel, don't cry. It is not you, Samuel, that the children of Israel has rejected. They have rejected me. They have rejected me, your God. After a few times, hunger struck the land. Poverty and disease struck in the land. The calamity in the land. The children of Israel, now got the clear understanding that yes, our people, we need to turn to our God who took us from Egypt. Let's take this one. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Yesendi Martin Seye. I am the host of Second Top Liberia. And I was just calling in, number one, to say thank you for your hard work. Thank you for speaking up for your people. And also, you make me believe this morning there are still Liberians out there that you cannot purchase. Hopefully that is true. I can speak to that just from your insinuation that not everybody wants to sit at a table if other people cannot be. And everything you chronicle so far, I was in Liberia in October. I'm on all the way between Nimba, Basso, cover a lot of territory or zone in Monrovia. And our people are suffering. Okay? Our people are suffering. We are the oldest West African nation.
African nation, not only West Africa, man. Africa.
I mean, that's correct. 170 years. Okay? And I remember clearly when I was a little girl, where people would come from the Ivory Coast to shop. People would come from Ghana to shop, Sierra Leone to find jobs. Today, Liberia is behind in literally every arena. Number one, literacy rate in Liberia, in Ghana, 76%. Sierra Leone, 40-some more percent. Guinea, 40-some more percent, and growing. Ivory Coast, we can't even compare. All right? We can build everything, but if the minds of the people have not caught up, because development is in the mind. But let me add to your voice about Samuel and the children of Israel. During their campaign, and I'm not campaigning, we have a president. We support him when he does what is right. But my country comes first. My job is to support my country and support the masses. Okay? Now, when the children of Israel were taken out of Egypt, with everything they went through, where they saw a miracle happening, where God spoke to them literally directly, and they saw that they wanted their own king. And God told, and Samuel came back and told them, he said what God had said to them, that they will make your children into concubines. They will suffer under the sun and the wind. They will ride chariots for the king. They will actually be his footstool. They said, no, we want our own king. But my dear brother, it brings you to this place of understanding. The Bible says, like you say, where the Bible agree, where the two books agree. But soon we're going to go back to where the two books agree. He said, a leader, if a man desires to be a leader, he desires a good thing. But first, his house has to be in order.
Thank you, my sister. Amen.
The house has to be in order. So God show us. Let me say what this lady said. Paula White said that. They said Paula White said, this is the prophetess, she lied. No, she said God has given you a choice and showing you what a king will look like and what a leader will look like. He gave you Bwaka, he gave you Wea. Here are we and Bwaka character or leadership leader for the future. If you look in the Bible, in the Old Testament, you see when there was priests, they brought another young child into the temple. So these are priests, and then they become the priests. Isaiah, all of these people, they have other people that they nurture to take over. But we wanted a king. We have a king. And our people are suffering. And our people, my brother, when I talk about this, me, I've been blessed like you. I left the war after the first war finished. I literally grew up here. My children were born here. But since 95, I'm in and out of Liberia, sometimes 2 times, sometimes 1 time. I have business in Liberia, I have property in Liberia. I go and travel all the way in the country. I was in the streets, if you look on my wall, you will see that these children, you have young boys who have compromised themselves, have become homosexual, not by choice, but because of abject poverty. Our women have become whatever they didn't. We never imagine our
we have become beggars in our own land.
In our own country. You see foreigners get on the internet and try to challenge you, Lebanese people, Indian people, okay? What are we receiving if reciprocated? What have they done to us that was reciprocated? How are we going to take, listen, if you look at the growth of our economy over the last 170 years, we have never grown more than 10%, even at the fastest when we were comparable to Japan. There is no way, my brother, number-wise, and number does not lie. We will be in bondage. This is not to say we're here. We have a leader and our job to support the leader. But we support the leader when the leader does what is right and lead.
Thank you.
So I want to say thank you. Some of us are for our country and for our people, not for one particular person. But for our country, Liberia will remain, even when I die. My grandparents been gone 100 plus years, but Liberia is still here. So let's continue to speak our job like you're doing. You're educating. Let's continue to educate until our people hear it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you.
That is the Abrakar talk show. Here we speak facts. And the seditions are insulted. They are insulting me because I am here to speak the facts. I'll take my propoya.
For you go to check with a nuts. I put the bites in the dust. The propoya coming on nuts. Let the people just shut them more. When they tell you what is there to go. When they can't be showing the glove. When you put it there at the door, and you see that guy leaving your bar, that's just because he's not getting a job. Telling people how she are enough, well, I'm not log at some more. All the talks are the force of the critics. The only thing we see that rhetorics, you're still talking how the journal plates. Then I walk in a hold door bringing for 200 of fifty for answer. To vida can even go pepesu. The gas are away and manico.
Propo scare. The whole propo government are scared. 419 people. 419. But let me recognize my sister Loretta. Loretta, we need to toggle. Let me recognize my sister Loretta. And let me recognize Let V and Thomason. And then we have one of our sister, Mr. Josh Toto. Welcome back to our country. What news? You need to appear here to tell us what you saw in our country. If not, you should call. Because probably you need to tell the Liberians in the U.S. what happening in our country. Because you just came from Liberia. Our sister here this morning, our sister Sandy Martin Paye, we want to tell you thank you for your beautiful comments that you continue to make, and we appreciate everyone on this talk show. We don't intend to know it all. We are students. We are not teachers. We don't pretend to know it all. And for those that we have offended, some of you, we say sorry to those who we have offended this morning. We also say thank you to everyone that continue to contribute to the growth and development of this talk show. I am not just the founder and CEO. I am here. You yourself that come here every morning, you are also member of this talk show. You also hold share.
Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Our friend and brother, Abel Doe. Abel, good morning, Chief. We don't intend to know it all. We are students. And that's the reason why we are called the Abrakar talk show. For the fact that we stood tall in history yesterday, we said no to corruptions and cronyism. We said no yesterday to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf led government, and some of us even resigned from the government and said we were leaving because of massive corruption. When I was appointed as the youth chairman for the National Traditional Council Republic of Liberia, I served 2 years. And after that, I told Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Madam President, I'm leaving. I don't see the life of our people improving. How many of you guys can do that? Some of us, we believe that the future have greater things for us. And so we're preparing ourselves to get ready for the challenge ahead of us. We will not put our ballot in wheelbarrow, taking it all around just for us to get a living. But we stand for a reason. We are principle-minded people. And so let me say thank you once again to all of our viewers. And every one of you that intend to look for me and look for facts. On Facebook, I am the Une Umze Abraham K. Kamara. As soon as you tap in Umze Abraham K. Kamara II, you will see it. You go on YouTube, our clips are also been available now on YouTube. And so go down there, subscribe, listen to the past clip. And that one made the talk show to be extraordinary, different from other talk shows. And next week we'll be bringing one of the funny members of the CDC. They will give us a play-by-play description how CDC was founded, how Josh Mannen came into the pictures of the CDC. We will have a former student leader here next week.
The people who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us.
That is Loretta. This show has been dedicated to our dear sister this morning from all the way to Europe. And also a brother of mine watching me all the way from the people country Liberia. Rose, good morning, my dear sister. We say thank you to every one of you. If even you are not from Nimba County, you are dancing onto this one. We started talking long ago. Long ago, we started talking. I was one of those who stood tall and put men in the street. When Mary Bro told the universities of Liberian students at the time to go and work for their school fee, to go in the drainages and clean, feces. And Robert Selly called us that evening, and we put men in the street. And one of the people that was present and up to now they are in the CDC, Kezali Kweku Bazaar. Fode Kutubu Sharif was with me that day. And El Vani Mame, the former vice chairman for Party Affair, the most talk about student movement on the campuses of the universities of Liberia, the Student Unification Party. And that is the reason why I'm called Umze Abraham K. Kamara, the son of Nima Kante. I am indeed proud to be a Madingo man. On that note, that's how we come to the very end of this talk show this morning. For those of you who trying to call, we say sorry, we are not prepared to take any more calls. So thank you ever so much. I will leave you. Approximately maybe tomorrow you will have different faces here discussing different issues, and probably who you guess that person may be. That may be Chief Emmanuel Abombosi. If not, you will see myself sitting in control. my content, it has to be good. Our county is one of the more densely populated county. We the Nimalian, when it comes to the interest of Nima, we are together in that one.
Baba ya kwa mumbo wa dia kwa bo.